day, another episode of A Work in Progress, because I was just speaking to Lizette now and she's saying you are a work in progress for the rest of your life. So I am bringing you another episode of A Work in Progress with me, Nahins, and I have a new guest. How can I know Lizette for so many things that I don't know where to place you, but we have Lizette covering.
Yeah, I never know how to place myself, so I just align according to what I'm doing at the time.
Okay, I think for the beginning of this conversation, I will have to start where I met you. I met you on a set. Mm-hmm. I met her on a set and she was acting. But on the set, we had the conversation that you started from theater.
Yeah.
So we need to go all the way back, because also we really had a very good conversation regarding David Javera, mm-hmm. which any Namibian theater kid would know that he played a big role in all of our talents and career-wise, basically. So let's go back all the way. When did theater start for you?
Oh, yeah.
Storytelling, how did it come about? Ooh. When did the bug?
I actually studied performing arts at the University of Namibia. Uh-huh. But then I did it as a double major with industrial psychology.
Okay.
So when I graduated, I just focused on the psychology part of my degree. I did internships, and then I was doing it in different countries. But then when I came back, I auditioned.
I'm so jealous. She traveled, guys. When I tell you this is the most traveled creator I know. Seasoned, and it's also for work.
Yeah,
amazing.
No, really, it was really great.
So psychology, and you were traveling.
And then the year that I came back from Mozambique, because I did an internship there, I got a call from Mr. David Javera. I know we're doing auditions because one of the actors fell out. They can't go anymore. It was an international production between Germany and Namibia. So I went, I met him at his house with 6 other people, and then he picked like 2 of us.
Yeah. Quick, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
What's the relations with Mr. David Javera from the get-go, already calling you to say was it when you were studying? Did you know him before? Or?
No, he got my number from a friend of mine who also studied with me at the university. So I did no theater, nothing prior to that. I was just a psychology consultant So when I came back, it was just I'm a hetero-speaking theater graduate, so they needed a hetero-speaking performer. So that's why I had to audition.
So your first production was international?
My first.
Wow. Literally. Standards to this thing. Okay. Yeah. So what was the production about? Did you guys go to Germany, or was it here, or what was the...
So we did. We went to Germany. I applied for my visa. Horrible experience.
Yeah. Always.
I even got rejected, guys.
Always.
I had to be there. Appeal. But anyways, we went. We did like 13 shows in Germany, Hamburg. So I did that as like an actress. So
it's in like you guys were traveling, or was it at the school?
It was at one of the biggest theater houses in Hamburg called Thalia Theater. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience because even like with costumes and everything, you go to the costume house or whatever they call it in German. Everything was just so professional and put together.
Wow.
Even like the living standards were really good, actually. So
it was a full-on professional production. Because in Namibia, theater productions are, you have to take what you get.
This was full-rounded.
Wow.
It was amazing. And then they wanted more shows, but because it was like international collaboration, we had to do it here. And then COVID hit.
And everything stopped.
But then while we were in COVID, we're trying to figure out a hybrid version of the production.
Yeah. What was it called?
Heteroland.
And
it was about the genocide. Yeah. And then Mr. David passed.
Yeah, unfortunately, during COVID.
Yeah. So we needed to figure out, okay, who's going to be director now? What production are we going to do now that's not too physical, because the one we did in Germany was very interactive.
Yeah.
So now we needed a new version. So we included VR goggles. So as actors, we went to different locations in Namibia.
It's crazy.
Waterberg, we shot scenes there, monologues, and then we brought it to the National Theater. And then people could just watch us like a visual experience. So that was amazing. And then I was director for the one here in Namibia.
We had a conversation.
Literally when I was shooting with you, I was having rehearsals.
Yes, you were telling me about it. I think before we go on, because I have also had experience working with Mr. David Javera, because I started in theater also. But what was your experience? How do you describe him? Because I think we need to keep his legacy going, guys. For every theater kid.
Yeah. For
like,
me,
what was it working with him?
It was weird for me because everybody else knew Mr. David Javera, and this was new to me. So it was me, David Javera, and then also Big Ben on this side. Yeah. So it was a lot, but he was a traditional theater.
Very traditional.
Very traditional, so we clashed because I remember I was working for an international organization, so I got that little bit of like universal mindset. So we used to clash a little bit a lot, but in a respectful way.
But also,
so
having worked with Mr. David, it's also just, he knows what he's doing, and he's sort of just like, you are all my kids, let me teach you. So for somebody that's coming in, you're international, and you're like, no, I can add, I could.
And he's like, Calm down. So he was grounding me very well, which was great. But then he also takes in like ideas really well. So we worked together. It was very well. He actually made me realize what my directing style would be. So that was amazing. So I loved him actually.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Also, and Cynthia too.
I think all of us miss him, Shem. I think all of us miss him. Okay, and then did you keep on acting? Because then from 2020, you said the production stopped. And then I only came to meet you on set for Family Ties. Between that time, what were you?
So between that time, that's when we were doing Herero Land, because in Namibia it was a tour. Yeah. It wasn't just at the National Theatre. So we had to travel to Oshinene or Kakarara, to rural areas to take the production there.
How was that experience?
It was amazing because we thought they wouldn't receive it that well, but they received it better than Windhoek, actually. So it was amazing. So after that, that's when I went now to Melolo Project at NBC, and then we did a series there that's actually airing now every Wednesday, I think around 8 on the radio.
She's a TV girl. You're really a TV girl. Were you acting or were you
there
directing?
I was script supervisor and production. So I was just like, no, I can't. It's enough.
What did you say is the difference between working in front of the camera and at the back?
In front is more hectic.
Right, that's what I always say.
In front is like too much pressure.
And critic. You are open. You are so open to critic because anybody and everybody can say anything, and you have to take it because it's already recorded. It's out there to the public. So
there's like a certain level of vulnerability that you need to tap into to be on screen and act and encompass a character. It takes a lot. It's exhausting. So I think I'm built for
the back.
The back.
So you did enjoy when you took over for the one, I think you said one.
The radio, the one at NBC. That was
you
good.
Did enjoy it.
I enjoyed it because you got to see it from, even though Herero Land, I was like an actor and a director at the same time. I couldn't experience it really well. But then here it was really good because I had never done radio before. Like literally all my productions that I'm talking about now were my first experiences in
That's my thing, you didn't pay what we call school fees in the arts industry. In the arts industry, you struggle for a very long time, until you can get on a production that's professional and well-moneyed and all. You didn't pay the school fees. Actually,
it's because I do the work in the background. I'm very prepped as a person. So if you tell me something, I need to show up for something, I am going to prepare to the point where you don't need to give me notes.
I know, because when
so you would think I am seasoned, but I'm new.
When we were working on Family Ties, the series that we worked on together on the set, she was an actress and I was doing wardrobe and set design. She literally had everything. She'd be like, what dress do you need? And then she brings 3 other dresses and an earring and what. I know you are. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think I have a little bit of ADHD, OCD, all that stuff. But I love it. I enjoy it. Yeah. And it works for me. You would never know I'm a rookie in an industry. Yeah. I would not show you.
Okay. Coming to Family Ties, it's a TV series. It was out on NBC. I don't know if it's still showing or they're done with it.
I think they're done.
It was sponsored by JPF, if I'm not mistaken. How was that experience for you? because you were in front of the camera?
It made me realize I don't like film in front of the camera acting. I preferred theater where I just do the show once and I'm done.
Yeah.
Whereby film didn't really know. But talking about that, I actually went and pitched a film idea at the Namibian Film Commission when they had the week.
Yeah, because I think they have it every year.
Yeah, and then because I wanted to now go in the background of film instead of on screen.
Yeah.
So with that, we won it, and we are going to be starting the workshops very soon. I think it was with Mojela Studio.
Oh yeah, Mojela Studios.
It made me realize I don't like the front of the camera, so I restructured myself.
Yeah. So you sort of got a revelation of some sort when it comes to talent.
Yeah, I would rather be Nahinda in the set than the one written the script. So I was like,
I also would rather be at the back of the camera, honestly, any day. What do you think of the landscape that's now that we have between theater and film in Namibia though? Because I'm seeing a lot of film work. Shout out to MultiChoice, shout out to the Film Commission. They are, I think, pumping in a lot of money to sort of sponsor filmmakers to do it. But on the theater side, it's like one production that I see that they are holding auditions for, and then I don't know, the auditions, I don't know if they don't go well or they go through with it, I'm not sure, but I don't see a lot of advertisements to say we have a theater play that's showcasing now at the National Theatre. What do you think of the landscape now between the two?
Theater, there's still a huge gap. I think there's a very huge gap, and I think the issue with theater, it's not allowing itself to evolve in a technological sense. So it's you do a production once, people see it, and then it's over.
It's done.
So I think they need to include like technology in it, where they include maybe a setup of cameras on the whole National Theatre should be, what do you call it, renovated.
Yeah.
They should put in cameras on the whole stage so that when people do like productions, you can record it, have a YouTube channel, run it somewhere so it creates like a revenue stream for the artist, because theater productions are very expensive to do. Very, very much, because there's rehearsals, there's a lot. Where film, it's you're done.
Yeah.
The other one is a lot of work. You need to rehearsal space, a lot of things that come into play. So I think if they do that, it will allow them to have a revenue that comes back into the industry, and then they can do more productions, especially the National Theatre.
Yeah. What do you think about the theatre? Because I don't know who I was having a conversation with, and we are saying theatre might be dying out here in Namibia.
If they don't do what I just said now.
Literally, like we are on the cusp. We are falling off a little bit.
It is. If they don't include, because that's what's happening the other side when you go to Thalia Theatre. The technology is
crazy,
off the chain, to the point where you would watch a theatre production live and still go watch it on a stream somewhere, and you'll feel like you're still there.
I think that's why when you were saying that you guys actually got the idea to have the VR. Okay. Guys, if we are not going to work hard to get our theater productions up, we might actually be phasing out then. And then you got into what is it called? Selling houses. What is it called?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah, I'm a real estate.
What?
I know. Even hearing it, I'm like, girl, you're doing too much.
So you went from psychology to theater to the arts into real estate.
I'm like, okay. So when I got back from Germany, we got paid a good lump sum because it was a good. But now I need to figure out, what do I do with this money? Because I'm an artist.
That's nice, to have money that you don't know what to do with, and then it's like, what do I do with this money? And
then most people are like, real estate investment. I'm like, okay, I'd rather be the one selling the houses then, and then I find a way to eventually get into the investment.
How did you get your license?
I wrote the exam. I even failed the first time. I had to write number 2 again. I passed the second time.
So you took the time to say, you know what, let me educate myself and let me get into the business of...
And it's not easy.
Really?
No.
Why would you say it's not easy?
Ooh, you have to write the exam, and then after you write the exam, you need to find an agency to hire you.
Oh, you don't have your own agency?
No, you can't have your own agency the first year.
When I watch your videos, it's like you are a fully fledged agency.
I told you will never know I'm a rookie. Anyway, you will never find me like I am not. But they trained us really well where I work at Gatson Real Estate. Please, guys, if you're selling a property, holla, get to real estate. So they train really well. So I have a lot of listings. It's going well. You know, and I want to combine real estate with arts now. It looks like it's
going well.
Yeah, I want to combine Airbnb and then sell crafts and artwork through the Airbnb. So you live in the experience of the art. You sleep in it, and then you can purchase it and live with it. So I want to find a gap.
So sort of like you can come to Namibia and take a gift with you. That's beautiful.
But then when you sleep, you're just staring at this painting the whole 5 days you're there, and then you get to take it to your wife somewhere in Germany.
Actually, that's a good idea, because I don't know what podcast I was listening to, and they said the idea of IKEA was that they have a coffee shop or a restaurant in IKEA where people go, then they go and sit down, have a cup of coffee while you're convincing yourself on what to purchase. So it's the same thing where you have the art in the Airbnb, you the whole week you are looking at it until you are convinced that you know what, I'm buying it. Okay,
exactly.
So that's
and it doesn't have to always be a painting. It can be like a craft thing that was made. You know, when you go to the craft center, there's a lot of things you can incorporate in an Airbnb.
So many
with interior design. And allow people to still purchase those things.
And I think you're the only one that has that business idea, if I think about it, because the craft center is filled with a lot of things. Real.
Then you just you cut the middleman.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then the combination of, because she has a lot of on your TikTok specifically, because I see a lot of your TikToks, you have a lot of videos regarding real estate and everything. When did the idea come from to say, you know what, let me tell the people visually so they can see my face? And how did you come up with that idea? Because I don't see a lot of real estate agents do what you do. Educate people, sort of take them through the processes. If you want to enter the industry, what you must do, and all of those things. How did it come about?
I saw the gap. Just like I saw the gap, but also I'm an artist, I'm an actress. Of course I can tune in and just give you what you want.
It's nice
sell
to
your
be,
product.
It's really nice to be an creative, you know. You get to see the gap before everybody else sees the gap.
Exactly. I would say all Namibian artists should become real estate agents. You're selling a house. You put on a character to sell a house. Come on.
It's not easy to sell a house.
It's easier for an artist because you can really switch on.
Yeah. I think it's just a you thing, because you are not a rookie even when you are. You don't get us an opportunity to be a rookie.
In my room. I'm there reading notes.
And then we go on. She also has a PDF out, a guide to the creative industry. What's in the guide?
So,
what is it called, first of all?
It's called The Art of Conceptualizing Your Creative Projects.
Okay.
So it came about every time I talk to my creative friends. They tell me an idea, I could always structure it and go like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So they were like, oh, why don't you put this together and then just guide people? So the guidebook is basically just a step-by-step that's just giving you tools like mind mapping, roadmap, so you can just structure your idea and create an actual plan and call to actions. So when I say that, I mean like tasks that I need to do this week. I need to do this task, this task, this task. So you already outline your whole idea. So that's what the book is helping you with from beginning to end.
And is it for actors or people behind the camera? Who's the target?
Anyone who's a creative.
Anyone
who's a creative. Because if you're a creative and you're coming up with a photo shoot, painting, anything, you still need to mind map your idea. And you need to centralize it. So the tools are very generalized for the creative industry. It's not specific to a certain medium.
But that devil's advocate, because now if I'm buying, how much is it if I'm buying it?
150.
So if I'm buying it and it's general, is it not hard to put it into my context of what I do? Will that not be a challenge?
I hear you. That's why within the tools I put prompts that are gonna guide you in terms of questions. So it guides you with your idea in mind. So when you're reading the prompts, it's going to guide you with your idea in mind. So the way you're going to answer it will be based on your idea and not Helena's idea. So the way you answer those questions in those tools is what visualizes your idea.
That's beautiful. That's a changer, you know, because that's a changer, especially for the Namibian industry side. So that's a business side of the creative
of the
arts.
creative, and that's my goal.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Namibian artists need to need to like create a business that's sustainable for their talent, and the only way they can do that is include organizational development within their logistical structures.
You're actually a very good person to ask about, because you understand the business that we are in, and you're actually a really good person to have the conversation of like, what do you think is the business side that we are missing for the creatives to flourish in Namibia?
It's learning these tools. Because if you learn that, okay, I need to structure my idea, you would know how to pitch it to MTC. You would know how to create a pitch deck on the spot. Because now you know, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need. Because now creatives nowadays, they just tell you the idea out of the bat, and then they say, oh Nahinda man, I'm doing like a photo shoot, just come.
That's what they do to me,
I need a pen, I need a no. What is your vision? What is the goal of the idea? Because if you have all these things in your head, you would know, I need Nahinda for this. Nahinda, I need an orange pants. I need this. I need you at studio at this time. I'm booking you for this. Instead of just talking to you off the bat.
That's beautiful, because you know what people do to me? They be like, show up at my shoot. I will pay you this amount. I'm like, okay, then pay me more, because clearly you are not structured.
You're not structured.
And that's I think it's a character flow for creatives. We are not structured people. And it's a good call out to say, guys, I have a guideline of how to structure yourself.
Exactly.
But what about structuring the industry? Because would you say the industry is for the people that are in it, especially for Namibia, where you can have your ducks in a row, but do you make enough for you to have to be inspired and motivated to even get into buying a guide like yours?
Yeah, I think in Namibia, the industry, how much you make is built by your own momentum and how you're moving. And if you move right, you can make enough to sustain yourself. So no company is going to want to work with you if you're not structured, if you don't know what you want, if you like, think about it. If you're working with small time people, of course you're going to get paid 5,000 Namibian dollars because you don't have a plan. But if I have a plan, I'm going to get a partnership with a company in Germany that wants to fund my whole production for 200,000.
And you know, I think that's the mistake we do, because we have a lot of actors, whether it's theater or film, where they don't have a structured amount. So like for every production, they have a different amount. And that kills the industry, because then we don't have, if Lizette is charging 5,000, Nanda is charging 2,000, then the person that's funding it is not taking us serious.
Oh, you mean like a baseline on how much? Yeah, that's a bit tricky as
because
a
we
creative
also don't have that, you know. So we can have the guideline, but if the industry is not working for us, then what?
You make it work for you.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. The baseline is nice and all, but at the end of the day, I need to walk into a room and say I'm worth 50,000 Namibian dollars, and you're going to give me this 50,000 Namibian dollars because I already come in with a strategy. This is how I'm going to help you. This is what I'm going to do as a creative to help your brand, to help whatever you're doing. If I come like that, that person would be like, here, I actually have 100K. Do you understand what I mean? So you build your momentum, but I think in terms of industry development, I think it's the universities where we need to integrate like financial literacy courses for the arts, so that the artist knows how to sustain their financial sustainability.
You went to UNAM? How was that experience?
We didn't have these courses. That's why I'm saying it's very important for these courses to be integrated. There is no course that teaches you the business side of arts. It's mostly the practical, the acting, the directing, the movement. But I see now they're doing practical engagement with the community because they had an event recently. Okay,
shout out to UNAM. I guess we are getting somewhere.
They need to include the organizational part of it.
No, I get you, because I have a lot of friends that studied at UNAM, and all they were telling me is that, we do a lot of theory, we don't do a lot, no practicals, but also no financial side. It doesn't prepare you for the arts industry, especially for a country like ours where the industry is still growing. And thank you so much for coming through, man. Thank you so much for having the conversations. I always look forward to having you, because, guys, this is an interesting human being. We just didn't get through. To having other conversations of how she makes her own things. She dresses herself. She's a, what do you call it? Health conscious.
I don't know what they call it. I just don't like chemicals on my face.
Yes.
So I make my own soap with Voshive. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys know the Himba.
Yeah. So that's what fascinated me first time when I met you. You were like, you know, I get around doing my own things.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming through.
It's a pleasure.
Where can we catch you? Your socials?
Okay, so you can find me at Lizette Kavari, and then you can also follow my business social media, Art Heart. It's HUT, not Omutima, Art Heart.
Art Heart. Yeah. What do
Yes.
you guys do at Art Heart? Quickly.
We integrate like artistic services into different industries, like workshops, exhibitions, performances, like trying
that's
to
where the film commission gig
everything
came
comes
through.
in.
Okay.
Because we're trying to like build the business sustainability for all artists.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do that.
Shout out to you guys, man. You're doing the hard work.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of people that are doing what you guys are doing for the industry. Thank you so much for coming through. That was Lizette, and yeah, I'll be right back. Right back.